Hey everybody, Norm from Tested here at the Replica Prop Forum Showcase. Now at this event there are some prop replicas, but there are also some real props from films. Now Alan, you have brought part of your collection of Bond memorabilia and props, specifically from Moonraker. You are a huge fan of 007?
Yeah, I probably at this point the largest private collection of Bond memorabilia in the world.
Wow. From all the films,
from Dr. No through present.
And specifically here you have stuff from Moonraker, the most science fiction of the Bonds.
Yeah, probably the most gadget-laden of the Bond films.
Tell me about some of the pieces you have here.
For whatever reason, it is actually not necessarily my favorite Bond film. It just happens to be the film that I've been able to acquire the most screen use cases for. Most all of this was built by Derek Meddings, who's famous for Thunderbirds and a lot of Jerry Anderson shows in the UK. And then Harry Lang, who was originally a consultant on Kubrick's 2001, was also a consultant on Moonraker. So you'll see a lot of his influence in these pieces.
It was in that Star Wars era, all the studios wanted to make their space science fiction films.
Yeah.
And it was right before the shuttle launch.
Right.
So
Moonraker was actually supposed to have been after the first shuttle was launched, but then there were issues with the shuttle program, and so Moonraker actually beat NASA in terms of a shuttle launch.
They have their own shuttle. There's no moon, though. They never go to the moon.
They don't go to the moon.
No, but there's a space
Yeah, they just go to a space station.
Yes,
yeah.
and of course the diabolical plan to
poison the world using orchids converted into nerve gas.
And to build then his own super race.
Yes, create his own super race.
Exactly. So some of these props here, like this looks like an action figure, but this is not merchandise from the film, it's still a prop.
Correct. This is a 12-inch. It's in the US it would be G.I. Joe, in the UK it was Action Man. So this is a 12-inch Action Man that has been remade as a prop. And this is, in fact, absolutely for all the distance shots where there's a figure like spinning out of control or something, this is what was used.
Wow. And you can really tell looking at it, all those influences, like the shared lineage from 2001.
the detail on the sleeves and
the
also
back of the helmet.
Yeah, the detailing
that jetpack is so cool.
Yeah, the maneuvering pack,
Oh my gosh. Very cool. And then something like this is just, that is typical model making back in the 70s.
Yeah. I mean, this is obviously all practical effects pieces, all like before CGI really took over. This is the laser that's supposedly at the top of the space station that tilts out when the villain's going to destroy the U.S. Space Marines who are coming to rescue.
Yep. Yeah, an armed space force. Does that make sense?
I've heard that somewhere.
Yeah. And then of course, space station itself. So
this is one of 7 pieces that made up the space station.
How did you come about this piece?
It just got offered to me recently. I've been lucky in that I've gotten kind of known as a collector, and so certain dealers will approach me and say, hey, this has come on the market, would you be interested? So I just got this about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's films of that era that you see more of the miniatures, and then now, well, you still see some in the Bond films, like when they do stunt cars, for example, and hand props with all the gadgets.
Yeah. And this was cool. So as you say, like at the end of the film, the lair gets destroyed. The lair must always be destroyed. And in order to do this, they use a shotgun. They actually blasted it, filming it at high speed. And if you look at the underside, you can actually see where the buckshots destroyed the thing.
Real practical special effects. That's so cool. What is what's a dream prop for you in the Bond universe?
I'm probably pushing 20,000 pieces at this point, and I can only have there's only so much space. There's only so much I can do.
You got to open up a museum.
Yeah, because there are some huge things that I know that they're available. It's like, well, what am I going to do with it? So I gotta draw the line somewhere.
Well, thank you so much for bringing them here for us to check out.
Sure.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.